of Odessa College today. Governor Abbott said he wants the legislature to approve education savings accounts. He says that would give families school choice, which would include those outside of public schools.
Advocates for Texas teachers say that would cripple an already struggling system. KCBD News Channel 11's Anthony Hall tells us why some educators want this proposal to flunk out of the legislature.
We need to understand a reality of life. When it comes to education, like everything else, one size does not fit all.
The reality is there's already choice.
Clinton Gill used to teach 4th and 5th grade science and math at Lubbock ISD. Now, he advocates on behalf of other public school teachers with the Texas State Teachers Association.
Private schools are not going to take all the kids that public schools take, nor will parents be able to afford private schools.
That cost is what Governor Abbott wants to target using education savings accounts. Under one proposal, the state would put $10,000 into an account whenever a parent wants to take their child out of public school. That money would come from taxpayers and donations.
If the state's going to start sending them money and they're going to send them these kids that they're not used to having to have in their classrooms, you're going to see the tuition at the private schools continue to increase until where it's not feasible for those students to be able to still go there.
Governor Abbott wants these education savings accounts to go towards more than just private schools. He wants them to also be used to pay for things like homeschooling, career training education, or apprenticeships.
We need to provide platform for all of those students, making sure that we have an education pathway that's unique for each child in the state.
Gill says that kind of choice already exists in many school districts, including Lubbock ISD.
Kids can choose the type of school they want to go to, whether they want to focus on STEM or some other big opportunity that may be available to them.
Another couple sticking points for the TSTA, accountability and the impact on smaller districts.
When he has to carve out the rural Texas parts of them in the bill so that the rural schools aren't affected, that's example enough that it's not a good thing to be going on in the state of Texas.
Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick says rural families will also get school choice this session. He said it won't hurt those districts either, since it's not economical to build an alternative school in a community of 500 people. Anthony Hall, KCBD News Channel 11.